The announcement of the space combat, by the way, that made my day more than you can believe. So, for the player characters, is there going to be any presupposed history like in the past games, or is it going to be completely neutral like most MMOs?
How to answer that? No, it's a very good question. We do not want to, start you off with a character that you already don't want to be. That said, there are certain assumptions going in that you have to make. If you start with a completely blank slate, then it's hard to tell any story. Every Bioware game has had some sort of background to some degree. Sometimes there have been choices in what that background is. Sometimes it starts you with it, automatically. Sometimes you don't know what it is and learn as the game goes along. So we do find that having some idea of where the character might have come from is very important to, able storytelling. But we never want to do it in a way that makes you, as a player, resent your character from day one, which is what happens if you're forced into a role that you don't want to play.
Thank you.
For most RPGs, the creators in general have normally a strong suggestion of what type of class or what type of character they should start off with, mainly for difficulty and or story. What character class would you suggest start playing it for in general, for story or difficulty?
So this is probably not the answer that you want to hear, but for me, one of the things that's most interesting and most exciting about our game is that the classes do feel incredibly distinct and appeal to very different types of personalities, both on a gameplay level in terms of what abilities that you get and what sort of how you are going to work through combat, as well as the story aspect. So I would never tell anyone who says, what I really want to do is, I want to play Luke, or I want to play Mace Windu. I want to run around with a lightsaber, I want to be, the hero of the Republic. I'm not going to tell them, well, you should play the Smuggler, because, the Smuggler has a whole bunch of interesting mechanics that I think you'd like better. Because if we do the Jedi Knight right, that is the best class for that person to start with. Same with all the other classes. The Imperial Agent has a much more, strategic and stealthy and, cautious approach to both combat and story stuff, So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then absolutely start with the Imperial Agent. We don't want, if everyone comes to the game and plays through the same classes in the same order, then we have done something in terms of designing those classes wrong, because not everyone should have the same ones that appeal to them in the same set.
Like every MMO ever made, every class is perfectly balanced, so it's not really good.